Okay, Christmas is over and Valentine's is next. So we are going to make Valentine cookies. And this is so simple. This is great for beginners. And we're also going to frost them. Real simple frosting, and they are going to be adorable. So what you want to start with is 2 sticks of butter. And I'm going to do my stand-up mixer. So I'm going to turn this on and we're going to mix it just until it gets nice and soft. So now we're going to add a cup of sugar and we're going to mix all this together. And now we're going to add 1 egg and just mix this all together too. And a teaspoon of vanilla and a teaspoon of baking powder and 3 cups of flour. And I'm just going to add a little bit at a time as it's mixing. Okay, after it's all mixed up, we're going to take this out and put some flour on your surface. Now, it doesn't matter if you use a stand-up mixer or if you use a hand beater or you use your hands. It's still going to come out like this, all crumbly. So you want to use your hands and put it all together. Now, sugar cookies or any kind of cookies seem to spread. And a lot of people at this point put it just like this and put it in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. Well, what I find is it is so hard to roll out, really, really cold dough. So I'll show you a trick that I do, because you don't, after spending all the time cutting out the cookies with the cookie cutter, you don't want them to go in the oven looking one way and coming out like you don't even know what you cut. So I'll show you what we're gonna do. So cut this in half. It's just easier to deal with half at a time. Put some flour here so it doesn't stick too much. And you want to roll these about 1/8 to 1/4. Okay, so I got my first half rolled out, and I'm just going to put them on my little silicone cookie sheet. And I'm just going to take my cookie cutters, and you want to try and get them as close as you can to each other. Here is my tray. So instead of, like I said, putting the whole part of the cookie dough in for the 30 minutes, being very, very hard to roll out, I'm going to put these in the freezer for about 30 minutes. And I'm going to wait until I can take them out, put my finger here, and it does not make an imprint. Then we will bake them, and they will not spread at all. Okay, so all the trays are in the freezer, and what you want to do is probably about 5 minutes before the 30 minutes that they've been in there, you test them. And if you can't push your finger down on the dough, then they are ready. And you just preheat, you leave them in there, preheat your oven to 350. And as soon as your oven is ready, take your tray out of the freezer and just put it in the oven. And you want to bake these 6 to 8 minutes, depending on your oven. Okay, so I took some cookies out, and I'm letting them cool on the tray. And as you can see, none of them spread. And that's because you always put them in really, really cold. So we're gonna let these cool, and I'll put the rest of them on here, and then we'll do the frosting. Okay, so now we're gonna start this frosting, and the cookies, they're all nice and cool. So I still have lots more cookies. So I'm just gonna stack these here, and we're gonna get some frosting done. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to take 1 egg white and we're gonna put it in the bowl and we're gonna make it frothy. Now, if you do not want to use an egg white, you can go to Hobby Lobby, Walmart, Michael's, and get the meringue powder. And you want to use 1 teaspoon of that. So we're going to put this in. So we're going to beat this till it's a little frothy. So it looks like that. And then we're going to add 4 cups of powdered sugar. And I'm just going to use my strainer, and I'm just going to do it like this just to not have any lumps in it. So it might take a little bit of time, but it's well worth it to have really nice frosting. Okay, as you can see, the powdered sugar's all nice. And here's the little crumbs that, you know, you don't want in it. Kind of makes a mess all over, but it's well worth it. So we have the egg whites on the bottom. So we're just going to kind of mix this a little bit. And with this frosting, we're going to use water instead of milk. So I'm just going to add a little bit at a time. And I'm starting with a cup. Now, this is when you want to put in any kind of flavoring that you like. And I usually put in vanilla. And the mister likes anise. So I have the pure anise. So I'm going to put in like just, these are very strong. So just like a teaspoon of this. And we'll mix this. And you might not think it's going to come together, but it does. And then if you make it too thick, always add more water. If you make it too thin, just add more of the powdered sugar. So when it comes to coloring, the food coloring, if you have the ones that are the most reasonable ones that you can buy, which are the liquid ones. Let's see if I can get this out and show you. Like this, you can use those. But just remember that this is going to thin your frosting. So the kind that I use is just the paste kind that you get. Not the paste kind, the food gel. And you can just buy, oh, here's the box. And it's from Betty Crocker, and it comes with these 4 colors. And that's what I'm going to use for the coloring. Okay, so this is the test that you need to do. When you're doing your frosting, when you take the spoon and it goes like that, I'll show you. It goes like that, and it doesn't make a ribbon where it stays. This is too thin. So now I'm going to add more powdered sugar to it, and I'll show you the difference. Okay, so I'm just going to dump in the rest of this bag of the powdered sugar. I didn't sift it, so I'm going to have to beat it with this. See, you can see this is a lot thicker. So you want to see how it makes like a little ring like that, and then it just disappears. That's the consistency that you want, where it makes the ribbon around it. Since I am using, I'm going to use pink and darker pink. I'm going to start with a light pink, and then you could use the same bowl and make it darker, so you don't have all these different bowls. You just keep adding more of the red. So this is a pretty pink, so we'll do some with these. And the sprinkles that I'm going to use, just nice red sprinkly kind that are really pretty. And these are little itty bitty pink, bright pink, red, and white little hearts. And then, oh, then I have just the little multicolor ones too. And in a bag, these are called the pink roses. They're the sugar pearls. And they're really, really pretty. And I had got these at Hobby Lobby. So we're gonna do a few in the pink, and then we'll make it a darker pink. We'll just go as dark as we can since it's Valentine's Day. So really easy. I'll show you how to do these. So I have my little tray here. And I'll just do it here so you can see. I'm just going to take a cookie and I'm just going to dump it in, take it out, and let the frosting kind of drip off, and then put it here. And you do as many as you want that are pink. And this is basically called dump and frost. So now what you want to do is take the sprinkles that you want. So we'll do some of the red sprinkles, and you can just sprinkle them all over. It looks so pretty. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make this pink a little bit brighter. So we're going to put in a few drops. And if it isn't as bright as you want, you just can keep adding. So as you can see, it's getting now a nice darker pink. Okay, same situation, just dump them, take them out, and let them just drip. So with these, we'll try some of the pretty little hearts. And these are from Betty Crocker too. And you have to put them in your hand because there isn't any little openings. And then you can just sprinkle some of the little hearts on them. They look so cute. So what you need to do is these need to set now for quite a few hours. And if you let them set overnight, that's even better, because then you can stack them. Like if you want to give them to somebody, put them in a little box, a little heart container, then you can stack them. There you go. Put the rest on. That looks so cute. So then you go back again after you've made all the ones you want with this darker pink. Then you just add more, make it bright red if you want, and just keep on going. Okay, so I've been busy making some more of the little hearts, and this one right here has some of the sprinkles on the bottom, and then I put the hearts on the top, and I made it a darker red, and this is kind of the medium, and then we've got the light pink here with the sprinkles, and they're just adorable. So now you know why you need the wire rack, because as you can see, the drippings all fell down here. So I will let these dry for several hours, because you know, then you can stack them like I said. And you know, the dollar store always has the cutest Valentine boxes, little metal containers, and how sweet is that to put those in, put a little red bow on them for Valentine's Day, unless your family just devours them, which I think that they probably would. But anyway, thank you so much for coming into my kitchen. See how cute? And we'll see you next time for some simple, yummy cooking.